Hello guys! In the latest gripping storyline on ABC General Hospital, the stakes have never been higher for Michael Corinthos as he grapples with an unseen threat looming over his precious daughter, Daisy. Fans of the long-running soap opera have been on edge, watching as tension builds around the mysterious figure stalking the innocent child. With danger lurking in the shadows of Port Charles, Michael takes matters into his own hands in a daring and dramatic plot to unmask the predator. What unfolds during Daisy's christening is nothing short of a heart-pounding showdown, packed with deception, violence, and a jaw-dropping reveal that no one saw coming. Let's dive into the details of this intense narrative arc and explore how Michael's protective instincts lead to a shocking confrontation. A father's fear, the stalker in the shadows. For weeks, ABC General Hospital viewers have witnessed Michael's growing unease as subtle but sinister signs point to someone watching his little girl, Daisy. Whether it's an eerie feeling of being followed, misplaced items, or fleeting glimpses of a shadowy figure near his home, Michael's gut tells him that Daisy is in danger. As a Corinthos, Michael is no stranger to threats. His family's history is riddled with enemies and vendettas, but this feels personal. The idea of someone targeting an innocent child is a line that even the toughest Port Charles residents dare not cross. Yet, someone has, and Michael is determined to find out who. The storyline has masterfully built suspense, keeping fans guessing about the stalker's identity. Is it a new villain with a grudge against the Corinthos clan? A long-forgotten foe resurfacing from Michael's past? Or perhaps someone closer to home, hiding in plain sight? The writers have dropped subtle hints, cryptic messages, suspicious glances from recurring characters, and eerie music quests that have fueled endless speculation on social media. One thing is certain, Michael isn't about to sit idly by while his daughter's safety hangs in the balance. The christening trap, a calculated risk. Michael, ever the strategic thinker, decides that waiting for the stalker to strike is not an option. Instead, he hatches a bold plan to draw the predator out of hiding. The occasion: Daisy's christening, a public and emotionally charged event that provides the perfect setting for a trap. Surrounded by family and friends at the church, Michael knows the stalker won't be able to resist the opportunity to get close to Daisy. With the help of a few trusted allies, likely including his mother Carly Corinthos and Uncle Jason Morgan, Michael carefully orchestrates a ruse that could either save his daughter or put everyone at risk. The plan is deceptively simple yet genius in its execution. During the christening, Michael announces that Daisy needs a nap and will be resting in a private room at the church. He tenderly places what appears to be his sleeping daughter in a crib, ensuring that everyone in attendance sees the gesture. However, in a twist that only the audience and a select few characters are privy to, the baby in the crib is a lifelike doll, a decoy meant to lure the stalker into action. Michael and his inner circle then pretend to leave the room unattended, giving the illusion of vulnerability. Hidden nearby, they wait with bated breath, ready to pounce the moment the stalker makes their move. This plot point is a testament to Michael's growth as a character. Once the naive and idealistic son of the Corinthos family, he has evolved into a fiercely protective father willing to do whatever it takes to safeguard his child. The christening trap also showcases the show's ability to blend emotional family moments with high-stakes drama, a hallmark of ABC General Hospital's enduring appeal. The confrontation, a violent clash. As the church buzzes with the warmth of the christening celebration, the tension in the private room simmers. Just as Michael had anticipated, the stalker takes the bait. A figure creeps into the room under the cover of the event's distractions, their movements stealthy and deliberate. The audience watches, heart in throat, as the mysterious person approaches the crib, only to realize too late that they've walked into a trap. Before the intruder can retreat, Michael bursts out of hiding, rage and determination etched on his face. What follows is a brutal, no-holds-barred struggle that highlights Michael's desperation to protect Daisy. Fists fly, and the room becomes a battlefield as the two grapple for control. The stalker, cloaked in anonymity with a mask obscuring their face, fights with equal ferocity, clearly unwilling to be caught. The choreography of the fight is raw and intense, reflecting the high stakes of the moment. For Michael, this isn't just about unmasking a threat, it's about ensuring that Daisy never has to live in fear. In a climactic turn, the stalker breaks free and bolts for the door, hoping to vanish into the Port Charles night. Michael, however, isn't about to let them escape. In a move that shocks even himself, He draws a Guna weapon likely borrowed from Jason or Sonya and fires a shot as the figure flees. The sound of the gunshot echoes through the church, sending a chill down the spine of every viewer. The stalker stumbles and collapses, the bullet finding its mark. As Michael approaches, panting and shaken, he knows that the moment of truth has arrived. Who has been terrorizing his family? Who would stoop so low as to target an innocent child? The shocking reveal, Nell Benson returns. With trembling hands, Michael kneels beside the fallen figure and peels back the mask, revealing the face of the stalker. The camera zooms in, capturing the gasp that escapes his lips as the identity is unveiled. Nell Benson, a name synonymous with chaos and heartbreak in Michael's life. The audience is left reeling. Nell, presumed dead or gone for good after her last destructive stint in Port Charles, has returned with a vengeance. Her presence immediately raises a storm of questions. How did she survive? What does she want with Daisy? And why has she resurfaced now, after all this time? For those new to ABC General Hospital or in need of a refresher, Nell Benson is one of the most infamous villains in Michael's story. A schemer and manipulator, Nell has a history of targeting the Corinthos family, particularly Michael, with whom she shares a deeply complicated past. She once tricked him into marriage, faked a pregnancy, and even swapped babies in a twisted bid for revenge. Her actions have caused immeasurable pain, and her apparent death was a sigh of relief for many in Port Charles. Yet, as soap opera fans know, no one stays dead for long in this genre, and Nell's return is the ultimate bombshell. What makes this reveal so compelling is the emotional weight it carries. Nell isn't just a random villain, she's a ghost from Michael's past, a reminder of betrayal and loss. Seeing her face again likely floods Michael with a torrent of conflicting emotions: anger, guilt, and unresolved grief. Is Daisy a pawn in Nell's latest scheme, or does she have a deeper, more personal motive? The writers have set the stage for a storyline that promises to delve into Nell's psyche, exploring whether she's driven by revenge, obsession, or something even more twisted. The fallout, what happens next? With Nell unmasked and wounded, the immediate aftermath of the christening showdown is sure to be chaotic. Michael, still reeling from the revelation, must decide what to do next. Will he turn Nell over to the police, potentially exposing family secrets in the process? Or will he handle things the Corinthos way, keeping the situation under wraps while digging into Nell's motives? The gunshot will undoubtedly draw attention, and characters like Carly, Sonny, and Jason will have to navigate the consequences of Michael's actions. Did anyone else hear the shot? Will there be witnesses to complicate the situation? Moreover, Nell's condition adds another layer of intrigue. Is her injury fatal, or will she survive to wreak more havoc? If she lives, fans can expect a series of intense confrontations as Michael demands answers. Nell has always been a master manipulator, and even wounded, she's unlikely to reveal her full plan without a fight. Could she claim to have a connection to Daisy, stirring up doubt and drama? Or does she have allies in Port Charles who helped orchestrate her return? The emotional toll on Michael cannot be understated. Taking Olivia, nearly doing so, weigh heavily on him, even if it was in defense of his daughter. This moment could mark a turning point for his character, pushing him closer to the darker side of the Corinthos legacy. Meanwhile, Daisy's safety remains paramount, and Michael may take drastic measures to ensure no further threats emerge, whether that means tightening security or even leaving Port Charles temporarily. Next, we will dive deep into the latest jaw-dropping developments in Port Charles, where Cain's manipulative schemes continue to wreak havoc on the lives of beloved characters. From the ashes of broken marriages to the tender blooms of new romances, Drew's shadow casts a chilling presence over the town, threatening to unravel even the strongest bonds. In this extended exploration, we'll unpack how his cunning interference has shattered Michael and Willow's once happy union, and how it now endangers the fragile, budding relationship between Trina Robinson and her new love interest, Kai. With fresh details, deeper insights, and unexpected twists woven into the narrative, prepare to be captivated by the drama that defines General Hospital. Let's delve into the chaos Drew has unleashed and speculate on what lies ahead for these entangled souls. Drew's reign of manipulation, a trail of broken hearts. Cain, a man whose charm masks a heart of calculated ambition, has long been a disruptor in the fabric of Port Charles society. His latest wave of interference has left a trail of devastation, most notably in the tragic downfall of Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate's marriage. Once a symbol of resilience and love, their union was no match for Drew's insidious whispers and orchestrations. Willow, vulnerable amidst personal struggles, found herself drawn into Drew's orbit, her emotions swayed by his calculated kindness. Their illicit affair became the catalyst for a catastrophic unraveling, ending in a bitter divorce that tore their family apart. The ensuing custody battle over their children, Wiley and Amelia, was a gut-wrenching spectacle, with Willow heartbreakingly losing her rights as a mother. Courtroom scenes were laden with raw emotion, Mitchell's stoic anger clashing with Willow's tearful police painting Drew as the puppet master pulling strings from the shadows. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a demolition of trust, leaving fans to wonder if either Michael or Willow can ever rebuild their shattered lives. A new target, Trina and Kai's fragile romance. As if destroying one couple wasn't enough, Drew has now set his sights on a newer, more innocent pairing, Trina Robinson and Kai, the charming quarterback of Port Charles University. This young duo, still in the delicate early stages of their relationship, represents a beacon of hope and fresh beginnings. Yet, Drew's looming presence threatens to snuff out their light before it can fully shine. Under the guise of benevolence, Congressman Cain has inserted himself into their lives, weaving a web of deception that could ensnare Kai and drive a wedge between him and Trina. The contrast between Drew's polished public persona and his underhanded tactics is stark, as he dangles glittering opportunities before Kai while secretly plotting to exploit the young man's trust. Trina, ever perceptive, senses the danger in Drew's overtures, her instinct screaming that his involvement spells disaster for her blossoming romance. Their story, still unfolding on our screens, is poised on a knife edge, with viewers anxiously awaiting the next twist in this emotional roller coaster. The bait and switch, Drew's false promises to Kai. Drew's approach to Kai began with a seemingly golden opportunity, one that played directly into the young athlete's deepest dreams. After a devastating injury sidelined Kai's football career, Drew stepped in with the promise of a cutting-edge surgery that could restore his place on the field. The offer, revealed in a tense episode on June 20th, shimmered with hope, only to crumble when the procedure failed to deliver the miraculous recovery Kai had envisioned. Undeterred, Drew swiftly shifted gears, presenting an alternative path, a prestigious congressional internship under his direct mentorship. Kai, eager for purpose after his athletic setback and dazzled by the prospect of political influence, accepted the role in a hurried decision shown on June 23. Mere hours later, he found himself standing at a high-profile press conference beside Drew and Tracy Quartermain, thrust into a spotlight he wasn't prepared for. The rapid pace of these events left little room for Kai to question Drew's motives, but for Trina, the red flags were unmistakable. Her unease grew as she watched Kai being swept into Drew's world, fearing that this internship was less a gift and more a gilded cage designed to entangle him further. Secrets and betrayals, a rift forms between Trina and Kai. The true test of Trina and Kai's bond came with a devastating breach of trust, one that could fracture their relationship beyond repair. In a shocking turn of events, Kai stumbled upon a clandestine conversation between Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson, Trina's parents, as they schemed to undermine Drew. Their plan involved bribing a woman named Jacinda to falsely accuse Drew of abusing ketamine at social gatherings, a scandalous claim meant to tarnish his reputation. Trina, fiercely loyal to her family, urged Kai to keep this explosive secret under wraps, knowing the fallout could be catastrophic. However, under pressure during a heated moment perhaps orchestrated by Drew himself, Kai let slip the details of Curtis and Portia's plot, inadvertently exposing their scheme. This betrayal, though unintentional, struck Trina like a thunderbolt, shaking the foundation of trust they had painstakingly built. The emotional weight of this moment was palpable, with Trina's hurt and Kai's remorse clashing in a scene that left viewers aching for resolution. Will this misstep be the breaking point for their young love, or can they navigate the treacherous waters of deception and forgiveness? The origins of a tender bond, how Trina and Kai came to be. To understand the depth of the tragedy unfolding, we must rewind to the sweet beginnings of Trina and Kai's relationship, a story of connection forged through shared challenges. Their journey started pragmatically, rooted in a collaborative art history project at PCU that paired the studious Trina with the often absent Kai, whose quarterback duties frequently pulled him from class. Initially, frustration simmered as Trina bore the brunt of the workload, but Kai's genuine apology and subsequent effort to balance his commitments melted her defenses. Late-night study sessions evolved into heartfelt conversations, revealing Kai's vulnerability beneath his athletic bravado and Trina's resilience despite past heartaches. Their bond deepened at a local art exhibit fundraiser, a scene laced with nostalgia for longtime fans as Kai steadied Trina during a near fall, reminiscent of her tender moments with Spencer Casadini. As Kai battled through rehabilitation for his sports injury, Trina stood by him, her encouragement becoming a lifeline. Their romance officially ignited on Valentine's Day, when Kai, with nervous charm, asked Trina out, sealing the night with a gentle kiss under the glow of fairy lights at a waterfront cafe. For Trina, haunted by the ghost of Spencer's memory, Kai's sincerity opened a door to healing, a chance to write a new love story. Echoes of the past and hopes for the future. Trina and Kai's relationship carries echoes of her past with Spencer, a parallel not lost on devoted General Hospital viewers who coined the term Sprina for that iconic pairing. Moments of déjà vu like Kai's protective catch at the art exhibit or quiet evenings spent supporting each other through personal trials evoke a bittersweet nostalgia, yet also highlight Trina's growth. Where her bond with Spencer was often tumultuous, her dynamic with Kai feels grounded in mutual respect, a slow burn as described by actress Tabyana Ali in a recent Soap Opera Digest interview. Ali emphasized the deliberate pacing of their storyline, crafted to show the gradual unfurling of trust and affection rather than a whirlwind romance. This careful development makes the current threat posed by Drew all the more heartbreaking. Fans are left clutching their pearls, wondering if Trina and Kai can weather the storm of Kai's accidental betrayal and Drew's relentless manipulation. Social media platforms buzz with support for the couple, with hashtags like Trina and Kai trending as viewers rally for their love to triumph over adversity. Drew's endgame: what lies beneath the manipulation? As Drew's influence tightens around Kai, the question looms larger than ever: what is his ultimate goal? Is this simply another power play by a man addicted to control, or does Drew harbor a specific vendetta against Trina's family, using Kai as a pawn to exact revenge? Some speculate that Drew's actions tie into a broader political scheme, with Kai's internship serving as a stepping stone to leverage influence over Port Charles's elite. Others whisper of a personal grudge, perhaps linked to past conflicts with Curtis or even Spencer's legacy, suggesting Drew seeks to dismantle Trina's happiness as retaliation. An intriguing fan theory posits that Jacinda, the woman at the center of Curtis and Portia's failed plot, might be a plant by Drew himself, a double agent meant to expose and humiliate his enemies. Whatever his motives, Drew's machinations promise to keep audiences glued to their screens as each episode peels back another layer of his enigmatic agenda. The ripple effects of his actions could reshape alliances and enmities across Port Charles, with Trina and Kai caught in the crossfire. A community in turmoil, the broader impact on Port Charles. Drew's schemes extend beyond individual relationships, sending shockwaves through the tight-knit community of Port Charles. Michael and Willow's divorce has strained familial ties, with Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer taking sides in the custody dispute, their own volatile history resurfacing in heated arguments. Meanwhile, Trina's conflict with Kai has drawn her parents, Curtis and Portia, into a web of regret and recrimination over their failed plot against Drew. The town's social fabric frays as gossip spreads like wildfire, neighbors whispering about Drew's influence at Kelly's diner, while political rivals seize on the ketamine rumors to challenge his congressional seat. Even local businesses fuel the tension, with events like the annual Port Charles Art Gala where Trina and Kai shared their memorable memento overshadowed by whispers of scandal. Drew's actions have transformed Port Charles into a pressure cooker, where personal betrayals and public dramas collide, leaving no one untouched by the fallout. How long can the community withstand this storm before it erupts into all-out chaos? Next, we will uncover the latest gripping developments surrounding Cody Bell, a character teetering on the edge of danger in the turbulent world of Port Charles. With whispers of actor Josh Kelly's departure from the show due to his contract ending, fans are gripped by uncertainty about Cody's fate. In this extended exploration, we'll delve into the mounting threats posed by the sinister Jen Sidwell, Cody's deepening connection with Kristina Corinthos Davis, and the potential for a heroic sacrifice or tragic exit, packed with reimagined details, inventive plot twists, and rich character insights. This article will keep you on the edge of your seat as we speculate on what lies ahead for Cody in the ever-dramatic landscape of General Hospital. Let's unravel the mystery and danger swirling around one of Port Charles's most intriguing figures. A storm brewing, Cody Bell's uncertain future. Cody Bell, the rugged and enigmatic stable hand with a knack for finding trouble, finds himself at a crossroads that could alter his path forever in Port Charles. The recent revelation that Josh Kelly, the actor who brings Cody to life, is no longer under contract has sent shockwaves through the General Hospital fanbase. This news has sparked frenzied speculation about whether Cody will face a permanent exit or merely a temporary hiatus from the show. Social media platforms buzz with hashtags like Save Cody Bell as loyal viewers voice their attachment to his complex character, a man torn between loyalty and his own shadowy past. While no official word has confirmed Cody's departure, the ambiguity surrounding his storyline fuels anxiety. Could the writers be crafting a dramatic send-off, or might they leave the door open for a future return? As we brace for clarity, one thing is certain: Cody's journey is about to take a perilous turn, entwining his fate with some of the most dangerous players in town. The menace of Jen Sidwell, a threat to Sonny's circle. Looming over Cody's uncertain future is the ominous figure of Jen Sidwell, a ruthless adversary whose machinations threaten the very heart of the Corinthos family. Recent episodes, teased in General Hospital's weekly promos, reveal Sidwell poring over photographs of Sonny Corinthos' loved ones, his piercing gaze lingering on a snapshot of Kristina Corinthos Davis. This chilling visual hints at a sinister agenda, one that could ensnare not just Kristina but anyone close to her. Sidwell's reputation for playing dirty, whether through blackmail, coercion, or outright violence, suggests that a storm of danger is brewing. Perhaps he's orchestrating a kidnapping scheme to use Kristina as leverage against Sonny, or maybe he's planning a public scandal to destabilize the family's power. Whatever his plot, the collateral damage could be catastrophic, and Cody, with his growing ties to Kristina, might find himself caught in the deadly crosshairs. No one in Sonny's orbit seems safe from Sidwell's reach, raising the stakes to a fever pitch as we await the villain's next move. Cody and Kristina, a bond forged in deception. At the heart of Cody's current predicament lies his burgeoning alliance with Kristina Corinthos Davis, a connection that has grown surprisingly deep in recent weeks. Their partnership began as a calculated ruse tied to Eva Jerome, with Kristina enlisting Cody's help in a covert operation to unearth dirt on Eva's latest schemes. Long hours spent plotting in dimly lit diners and sneaking through Port Charles's underbelly have fostered an unexpected camaraderie between the two. Cody, often a lone wolf, finds in Kristina a kindred spirit, Simeon equally burdened by family expectations and personal secrets. Their late-night conversations, peppered with shared vulnerabilities about past mistakes, hint at a bond that transcends their initial deal. However, this closeness could prove to be Cody's undoing. Should Sidwell target Kristina as a means to wound Sonny, Cody's proximity to her makes him a prime candidate for becoming entangled in a dark and dangerous plot. Fans can't help but wonder if this alliance will lead to Cody's salvation or his tragic downfall. A hero in the making, Cody's potential sacrifice. As the threat from Sidwell looms larger, the possibility emerges that Cody could step into the role of an unlikely hero, risking everything to protect Kristina from a grim fate. Picture this: a tense showdown at a secluded warehouse where Sidwell's henchmen hold Kristina hostage, her life hanging by a thread as leverage against Sonny. Cody, driven by a fierce sense of loyalty and perhaps an unspoken affection for Kristina, infiltrates the scene, using skills honed from his rough-and-tumble past to outmaneuver the guards. The ensuing chaos could see Cody taking a bullet meant for Kristina, his body crumpling to the cold concrete as he ensures her escape. Such a selfless act would devastate those around him, particularly Molly Lansing Davis, Kristina's sister, who has already endured the loss of loved ones and would be shattered by another family tragedy. Cody's sacrifice would paint him as a redeemed figure, a man who found purpose in protecting others, but at what cost? The emotional weight of such a moment would resonate deeply with viewers, cementing Cody's legacy even if it marks his departure. The exit dilemma, temporary absence, or final farewell. If Cody does face injury or peril while safeguarding Kristina, the narrative opens multiple pathways for his storyline, each carrying its own dramatic implications. One potential arc mirrors the temporary exit of Michael Corinthos, who was whisked away to a specialized treatment facility in Germany after a harrowing ordeal, only to return later with renewed purpose. Imagine Cody, battered and broken from a clash with Sidwell's forces, being airlifted to a cutting-edge rehabilitation center in Switzerland, where he undergoes months of recovery under the care of world-class doctors. This plotline would allow for poignant hospital bedside scenes, perhaps with Kristina or even Max Scorpio visiting to express gratitude while keeping the door ajar for Josh Kelly's return. Alternatively, the writers could opt for a darker resolution, akin to Dex Heller's tragic and during Cyrus Renault's reign of terror. In this scenario, Cody might not survive his heroic stand, meeting a heartbreaking demise that leaves a void in Port Charles. A memorial service at the local church, attended by tearful friends and foes alike, could serve as a fitting send-off, though it would crush fans hoping for his survival. The direction hinges on the creative vision of General Hospital's writers and whether they see Cody as integral to future arcs or as a character whose story has reached its natural conclusion. Sidwell's wider web, danger beyond Kristina. Beyond the immediate threat to Kristina and Cody, Jen Sidwell's schemes appear to cast a broader net, endangering the entire Corinthos clan and their allies. Additional glimpses from promos suggest Sidwell has dossiers on other key figures, perhaps Sonny's right-hand man Jason Morgan or even Carly Spencer, indicating a multi-pronged attack designed to dismantle Sonny's empire from within. Rumors swirl among Port Charles insiders of a planned ambush at an upcoming charity gala, where Sidwell might strike at multiple targets simultaneously, exploiting the event's chaos to execute his vendetta. Cody, already on Sidwell's radar due to his association with Kristina, could inadvertently become a shield for others if he intervenes during such an assault. This broader context amplifies the peril surrounding Cody, painting him not just as a potential casualty but as a pivotal player in a larger war. The tension escalates as we ponder whether Cody's involvement will mark him as a hero caught in the crossfire or a tragic footnote in Sidwell's ruthless campaign. Fan speculation and emotional stakes. The uncertainty of Cody Bell's fate has ignited passionate discussions across General Hospital's fervent fan community, with theories and hopes flooding online forums and social media. Many viewers root for a heroic departure tied to Kristina's safety, envisioning Cody as a martyr whose sacrifice galvanizes the Corinthos family against Sidwell. A popular thread on Reddit posits that Cody's potential injury could lead to a romantic subplot with a nurse at the recovery facility, adding a layer of intrigue to his hiatus. Others fear a permanent exit, lamenting the loss of Josh Kelly's charismatic portrayal and citing Cody's unique blend of grit and vulnerability as irreplaceable. Twitter posts oscillate between dread and optimism, with one user tweeting, "If Cody dies saving Kristina, I'll cry for days, but it'd be so epic." Spoilers: Cody Bell. The emotional stakes are heightened by Cody's underdog status. His journey from a peripheral figure to a potential savior resonates with audiences who see him as a symbol of redemption. As we await official updates on Josh Kelly's status, the question lingers: will Cody's story end in triumph, tragedy, or a suspenseful cliffhanger? The legacy of Cody Bell. What's at stake for Port Charles? Cody's potential exit, whether temporary or permanent, carries profound implications for the tapestry of Port Charles, a town already scarred by loss and conflict. If he departs as a hero, his actions could inspire a renewed sense of unity among Sonny's fractured allies, pushing them to rally against Sidwell with newfound resolve. Kristina, forever changed by Cody's sacrifice, might channel her grief into a crusade for justice, perhaps partnering with Jason to dismantle Sidwell's operations. Conversely, a tragic end for Cody could deepen the town's cynicism, with figures like Ava Jerome exploiting the chaos for their own gain, further destabilizing the fragile peace. Local haunts like the Floating Rib might buzz with hushed conversations about Cody's fate, his name becoming a cautionary tale or a badge of honor depending on the outcome. Additionally, Cody's absence would leave a void in smaller, personal dynamics. His camaraderie with Dante Falconeri or his unresolved tension with Mac could stall promising storylines. The ripple effects of his arc underscore how even a single character's journey can reshape an entire community. Looking to the horizon, what's next for Cody? As we stand on the precipice of Cody Bell's next chapter, the air is thick with anticipation and dread. Will he emerge as the valiant protector of Kristina, risking life and limb to thwart Sidwell's wicked plans? Could a grievous injury pave the way for a dramatic recovery arc abroad, or might the writers craft a heart-wrenching farewell that leaves fans in tears? The specter of Josh Kelly's contract expiration adds a meaty layer of suspense, reminding us that behind-the-scenes decisions can be as unpredictable as Port Charles's plot twists. We invite you to share your predictions. Do you envision Cody charging into danger with heroic bravado, or do you fear a somber exit tied to Sidwell's chaos? Stay locked into ABC's General Hospital for the unfolding drama, as each episode inches us closer to the truth about Cody's destiny. One certainty remains: whether he stays or goes, Cody Bell's impact on Port Charles will linger long after the dust settles.